Hey there, thanks so much for joining me today. So today's look is inspired by the gorgeous Keira Knightley and her latest Chanel ad campaign for the Coco Mademoiselle perfume. It's sort of a basic look, smoky, bronzy plum eyes, very sculpted cheekbones, and a nice sort of almost bubblegum pink lip. So if you're interested, keep watching. Okay, so the first thing I did was just make my brows quite a bit thicker than they normally are, and I used just a basic brown eye pencil, or brow pencil rather, and then kind of blended it with a spoolie brush to make it look a little bit more natural. And then I took this sort of creamy pink pencil and kind of just defined under the brow bone to define the arch a little bit. And then I'm going to take just a creamy black eye pencil. This is Bobbi Brown's Eye Kohl in black, and I'm just going to line the inner ends of the eyes. And now we can start with our eyeshadow. So the quint that I'm going to use, or the quad rather, that I'm going to use is by Chanel, and it is the color Kaska Beige. So we're going to focus on these two colors down here, which are sort of a goldy brown and an aubergine color. And I'm just going to start with a somewhat domed brush, and I'm going to start first with the goldy brown and just sweep that all over the lid. What this does is just create a nice base and kind of make it, make the end effect a little bit more bronzy. Because the problem with bronze colors that I find, particularly for myself, is that it has a tendency to look very orange. So that's why I'm not using a straight bronze color. So this is kind of to how we want the goldy brown. So now I'm going to take the darker, the aubergine color with the same brush and just start at the lash line and bring it up. So we want to just really kind of, you can start to see that it's kind of smoking out a little bit. And just as a side note, you can kind of see that the bottom where I put the eyeliner is kind of getting smudgy, but that's fine. That's sort of the part of the total effect. Okay, I'm taking this aubergine color and kind of just going over it and just really blending it in. Okay, and now I'm going to take a fluffy brush and get the golden color, the golden brown color, and blend it up kind of like in the crease area, just to soften the edges a little bit. You can kind of see it just helps it to blend into the skin a little bit better to create more of a seamless effect. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm just going to dab the brush into the lighter color here just to pick up a little bit and kind of just tap it onto the ball of the eye to give it that pop. When you open your eye, you kind of see it's a little bit lighter up here. Alright, so now we're going to do some more eyeliner, and I'm going to use the Makeup Forever Aqua Black. This is a cream eyeliner. It comes in a little pot like this. I'm just going to take an angled brush. This is my Trish McAvoy angled brush, and I'm going to start from the middle I really want the concentration in the middle, because she has rather round eyes, rather big eyes, and I have sort of more almondy shapes, longer eyes. So, but you know, by concentrating the liner, making it a little thicker in the middle, it kind of gives the optical illusion that your eyes are a little rounder. So I'm going to kind of do the same thing on the bottom lash line. Just make sure that the edge. So we're gonna let that set for a second. So while we're waiting for the Aqua Black to sort of set, I'm gonna take this MAC paint pot and Bare Study, and I'm just gonna take a little brush like this and just get a little bit on here, and we're just gonna take it into the inner corner just to give a little bit of sparkle right there. And I know most people like to use this paint pot as like an eyeshadow base, but I think I really like it to sort of define the brow bone, or to add a little bit of, I guess, highlight in the inner corner. Okay, and now we're going to soften the black line a little bit. So I'm going to use MAC Kohl and Raven, and Raven is a really gorgeous color. It's like a plummy black with a little bit of red sheen to it, and it looks really, really pretty with these eyeshadows. So I'm just going to kind of draw the Raven on top of the black line and kind of just around, just sort of soften up the effect, and also just really to add a little bit of dimension and that whole smoky effect. You can kind of just gently blend with your fingertips, and that sort of just gives you that extra layer of dimension. So I'm gonna put on my mascara, and I'll meet you back here. So now that we have our mascara on, it's time to finish up the rest of the face. And in the picture, she doesn't really have like a lot of blush. It's kind of more just contouring and bronzer. I did a little bit of bronzer kind of just along the cheekbones, but now I'm going to add a little bit of blush. And this is Chanel Joues Contraste in Nude. I think this color is actually discontinued, but for a similar color, it's kind of just like a pinky brownie beige. And I'm just going to kind of sweep it along the cheekbones just to give that extra layer of definition. Just going to do the other side. She has quite striking cheekbones. Now the other thing that I'm going to do is add some highlighter. And in the picture, she has quite a bit of highlighting, but I think a lot of it is Photoshop, but we're just going to sort of emulate the effect with a highlighting powder. I'm going to use this, it's a highlighting powder by Chanel, it's called Rosee. I'm just going to get a little bit on the brush and kind of just get it onto the cheekbones, just like right above where we put the blush, and right under the eye area. We want to just give a little bit of that kind of cherubic effect. And just a teeny tiny bit along the bridge of the nose. I don't want to use too much because my nose actually gets really, really shiny because I'm very oily. If you don't have an oily problem, you can put more highlighter on your nose. And then I'm just going to sweep a little bit kind of along the temples. And just a very, very subtle effect. Put a little bit right above the lip. And just a little bit under the lip. So overall, just very subtle. You don't want to look like a disco ball. It's kind of more just to give you that glow. So now we're going to do the lips. And I've already put a little bit of foundation on my lip because I have very, very pink lips. So I want to tone it down a little bit so you can see the true color of the lipstick. And the lipstick I'm going to use is Chanel's Rouge, Allure and Confidentielle. And it's sort of just a mid-tone pink color with a little bit. And I'm actually going to take a lip brush and kind of just soften. And she's not wearing gloss in this picture, but if you want, you can add a little bit of gloss. Okay. So there we have it. Our Keira Knightley Chanel Coco Mademoiselle look. Hope you've enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe, and have a beautiful day. I'll see you soon.